Welcome back to the channel, Seymour Rosie. In this video, we travel from Palmer, Alaska to a campground near Girdwood called Williwaw. And while there, we visited a town called Whitter, which you have to go through a tunnel in the mountain to get there, and we'll show you that. And then take a walk around the campground. Welcome to the Seymour Rosie channel. Hi, my name is Dave, and this is my wife Vickie, and we started our RV adventures in 2020, and in 2023 we went to Alaska, and we enjoyed it that much that in 2025 we decided to go back. So we hope you can join us as we travel between Pennsylvania and Alaska and return. I hope you enjoyed these videos. Good morning out there, 18th of August, Monday morning, and we are heading out of Anchorage along Turnagain Arm for Williwaw Campground in Girdwood, Alaska. Weather is pleasant. Temperature in the high 50s, low 60s. I'm not quite sure right now, but the scenery, again, out Turnagain Arm is absolutely amazing. We drove to our campground called Williwaw Campground and got set up at our campsite, and the next morning we decided to go to Whitter. And to get to Whitter, you must go through two tunnels. The first one's pretty short, and the next one is 3 miles long. The area that now makes up Whitter was first used as a portage route for the Indian natives of that time to get between Prince William Sound and Turnagain Arm, and then it really came into prominence during World War II when it was used to ship lumber south for the war effort. And in 1941 it was decided to build a tunnel through, and it took them 2 years to complete this tunnel, and it was quite an engineering feat, and that's what we're going to take here this morning. We lined up after we paid our toll of $13, and when it was our turn to go, we were given a green light to go ahead and enter the tunnel. Now, this tunnel is just a little bit disconcerting to drive in that it is a dual-purpose tunnel, and it is also one way, and they alternate between inbound to Whitter and outbound to Whitter. And also when the train needs to go, then they stop everything and the train rides through. It's one lane, like I said, and the reason it's disconcerting is you're riding on a set of railroad rails, and the pickup truck wanted to sort of wander back and forth between the stone or the concrete on the side of the rails and the rails themselves as we went through. And it is quite long tunnel. Like I said, it's 3 miles, and it took about 10 minutes to drive that. So we'll give you a little look as we're going through. Every so often they have emergency rooms where you can go and stay if something happens and you need to get someplace where you're safe, but you are in the middle of a mountain. There's concrete for a while, and then after a while it's just the rock walls on either side of this tunnel. We emerged from the tunnel, and it was still raining and even cloudier than it was before we entered the tunnel. But as we come into town, we're going to pass a railroad train waiting to leave, and cruise ships come into this port of Whitter and unload their passengers and pick up their passengers. It is a deep water port on Prince William Sound. As we traveled by the marina, I was surprised at how many pleasure boats there are there, because it is at least an hour and a half to 2 hours out of the closest big town of Anchorage. And so I was surprised how many people keep their boats there on Prince William Sound. The fishing must be outstanding. And I guess I ought to explain that everybody that is a permanent resident of Whittier lives in one building, which we're going to see here in a little bit later in the video. So it's not like you have a thriving housing community in the town. Everybody lives in one big building that also has a grocery store in it. And so it is a unique community in that respect. And coming up here on the left-hand side of the video is that building where the estimated population of 275 people, permanent residents, live in this community. So after we drove around the building, we went back downtown and looking for some place to maybe do a little shopping and get a little something to eat. After driving around the town a little bit, we decided to go to the Prince William Sound Historical Museum there in Whittier, and went inside and reminded me of something that I remembered from when I was a youth. But before we discuss that, we're going to take a few pictures of what Whittier looked like before that day in 1964, when it was a prospering lumber town that was developed mostly during World War II. But then on March 27th, 1964 at 5:36 p.m. Alaska time, a massive earthquake of 9.2 in the Richter scale hit, and the approximate location is that star that's on the map, and it's fairly close to Whittier. And a piece of mountain slid off and fell into Prince William Sound and caused a massive tsunami, which hit and just devastated the town completely. The lumber yard was gone, and much of the infrastructure there in town was destroyed. But much more tragic than that was the loss of life. 12 people lost their lives during that tsunami in 1964, including 6 who were under the age of 6 years old or younger. What you see here is a picture of Portage Glacier, which is right above the campground, and it was quite scenic. Sophie and I took a walk, and we went to Williwaw salmon viewing area, and it's a nice walk along Williwaw Creek, and you can see the salmon swimming here in the stream, and as they're getting ready to spawn, and then they will die, but the stream was just loaded with them. Huh. I don't see any in here. Huh. Yeah, there's one swimming. Williwaw Campground. Stunning beauty. Sophie and I are out for a walk. Beautiful campground here at Williwaw Campground in Girdwood, Alaska. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned to this channel for the next one. Hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. And thanks for watching.